All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into three, pretty audacious moves that are totally reshaping the future of your money, from how you buy a house to how you send cash to a friend. Let's get right into it.
Okay, so first up, I want to start with a claim that sounds, kinda nuts. I mean, is it really possible to get the biggest loan of your life approved in less time than it takes to brew a pot of coffee?
Well, apparently the answer is yes. Get this, 47 seconds. According to the digital lender BETR.com, that is the new speed of home financing. Yeah, it sounds impossible, right? But it points to this massive shift happening, kind of under the hood of the financial world.
All right, so let's dig into our first power move here, this revolution in speed. It's all led by CEO Vishal Garg and his massive bet on AI to just completely flip the script on one of the slowest, most painful things we all have to deal with financially.
So what you're seeing here is this huge, radical shift from, a human service to a pure software product. Think about it. The old way was days, sometimes weeks of back and forth, mountains of paperwork, endless phone calls, and the new way, you're basically talking to a chatbot and getting results almost instantly. And the process itself, it's designed to be just super simple. You upload your documents, you answer a couple of questions from an AI, and then, bam, the system just crunches that whole complex underwriting process in seconds and gives you an answer.
This quote is perfect. It just nails this shift in what we all expect now. Because once you can see your pizza inching its way to your house on the map, just waiting around with no info feels like you're back in the dark ages, right? It's the exact same idea here. Once you know instant is possible, the old way feels completely prehistoric.
Okay, so here's the big idea, the really crucial takeaway. If this AI model actually works and scales, it could completely change the economics of the entire mortgage industry, turning the super complex service into a simple software transaction. And that level of instant gratification is something that other huge players are trying to bake into everything we do online.
Which brings us perfectly to our next power move. We're going to shift gears from just radical speed to massive, massive integration. We're talking about Elon Musk's ambitions to turn his social media platform, X, into a financial powerhouse.
So Musk's big playbook here is to build an entire financial layer right into X. He's basically taking a page straight from apps like WeChat in China, where you can do everything: chat with your friends, pay your utility bills, even invest your money, all from one single app. The vision is for X to be the one place you go for your digital financial life.
But, and this is a huge but, this is an incredibly tough nut to crack. I mean, this is the goal that has stumped everyone. You look at Meta, you look at Snap, they've all tried to do this in the West, and nobody's really managed to pull it off.
And I love this quote because it's the perfect way to frame this. You have to remember, Musk was one of the original PayPal guys, so this is kind of like him going back to his roots. It's basically PayPal 2.0, but this time, he's building it right into the social fabric of how we communicate.
So the big idea here is pretty simple, but it's huge. If anyone is stubborn enough to actually make this happen, it's probably Elon Musk. But here's the thing. To be a real financial hub, you need more than just cool tech. You need trust. And in the world of money, trust always leads to one thing: regulation.
And that brings us to our third and final power move. And this one, it's a really surprising twist in the whole crypto story. Because this isn't about blowing up the system from the outside anymore. This is the story of crypto trying to become legitimate by, becoming part of the system.
So you've got this crypto infrastructure company, Zerohash, and they're applying for one of these things. But what even is that? What does it mean? Well, think of it like the ultimate seal of approval from the federal government. It's basically the government saying, yep, you're a real, regulated bank. We trust you to hold and manage people's money. And honestly, this is a pretty genius strategy. They're not trying to be the flashy app you use every day. They want to be the trusted, regulated plumbing that works behind the scenes. The idea is that other fintechs, maybe even your traditional bank, could just plug into them for all their crypto needs.
So why do this? Well, it's two things at once, really. It's a survival strategy, but it's also a huge play for expansion. Because let's be real, in the crypto world today, regulation isn't optional anymore. By becoming a bank, they can legally hold assets, they can attract that big, serious institutional money, and they can basically guarantee they'll be around for the long haul because they're playing by the rules.
This quote just nails the shift that's happening. We're not talking about getting a blue checkmark on social media here. This is about earning a stamp of approval from a regulator. It signals this big move away from the Wild West days of crypto to a new era where trust and verification are everything.
So the really big idea to take away from this is this fundamental pivot.
For a big chunk of the crypto world, the future isn't about fighting the banks. It's about becoming a bank. It's about building those legitimate, trusted rails that all these other faster, more unified financial products can eventually run on. Okay, so let's pull all three of these power moves together. Let's look at the bigger picture of where our money is actually heading and how these different forces are all competing to shape that future. What we're really watching is a battle for the future of your money, and it's being fought on three totally distinct but also connected fronts. On one hand, you've got this relentless push for radical speed, which just completely changes what we expect. Then you've got this push for massive integration, weaving finance into every part of our social lives. And finally, you have this push for deep regulation, trying to bring all this new tech into the fold to build real, lasting trust. And all of this leaves us with one big question to chew on. So which one is going to change your wallet first? Is it going to be a process that's suddenly 100 times faster? Is it going to be a social app that slowly but surely becomes your new bank? Or is it going to be a technology that used to be on the fringe that finally gets that official stamp of approval? The race is definitely on.